Hello, grade 7 learners. Welcome to our science class, where challenges and learnings always await for you. But you don't have to worry, as I got your back. I am Ma'am Giselle, and I always got you. Have you ever ordered the wrong size of shoe, or didn't complete an experiment because you didn't know how to measure? Worry no more, because today we are going to discuss about measurement and conversion of units. Are you ready to learn, class? Let's go! Our lesson objectives. Today, we will define what measurement is, compare the different systems in measurements, and perform calculations in conversion of units. What does measurement mean? Do you have any idea, class? Very good. Measurement is the process or result of determining the ratio of physical quantities. It is also the process of finding out the size or the amount of something. In here, we tend to compare an unknown quantity into a standard unit. Measurements in order to find out the mass, volume, density, temperature, and concentration of something. In measuring, there are also what we call measurement systems, which is defined as the collection of units of measurement and rules relating them to each other. The word measurement is derived from the Greek word metron, which means a limited proportion. Nowadays, we use body parts for informal measurement systems. For instance, our ancestors are using hand span, cubic arm span, pace, and foot span in order to measure something. But this type of measurement is not that accurate. Because of that, formal systems were created and used as standard units of measurements. We have three popular systems of measurement: the metric, SI, and the English system. Let us now compare those three.
The metric system is known for its quick conversions, as it made by multiplying or dividing by factors of 10. In this system, mass is measured as grams, volume as gallon, density as gram per milliliter, temperature as Celsius, and concentration in parts per million as gram per milliliter. On the other hand, the SI system is the official system of measurement in almost every country in the world. In this system, mass is measured as kilograms, volume as liter, density as kilogram per cubic meter, temperature as Kelvin, and concentration in parts per million as kilogram per cubic meter. And lastly, the English system is used in countries like the United States. In this system, mass is measured as pound, volume as cubic meter, density as pound mass per cubic foot, temperature as Fahrenheit, and concentration in parts per million as pound mass per cubic foot. Now that you know the difference among the three, let us now proceed to the conversion of units. But before that, let us first have an activity where you are going to identify the appropriate units for the item that I will show. Are you ready? Let's go! For the first question, if you are pertaining to the mass of rice, what unit should you use? Is it A, kilogram, B, meter, or C, milliliter? If your answer is A, then you are correct. Mass is the amount of matter present in any object or body. To convert mass into metric, we can use the formula kilogram to gram, which is equivalent to 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. And to convert mass to English, we can use the formula kilogram to pound, which is equivalent to 1 kilogram equals 2.205 pounds. Take note of these formulas, class, as we are going to perform calculations in conversion of units. Let us proceed. In this sample problem, we are tasked to convert 1.5 kilograms, which is an SI unit, into grams. To solve this, let us first write down the given, 1.5 kilogram, then the ask, which is to convert it into grams, then use the formula 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. In solving this, we should replace the given in the formula, multiply the given values. 1.5 times 1,000 divided by 1 is 1,500. We will cancel out the kilogram, so the unit will be grams. The final answer is 1,500 grams. Did you get the same answer, class? Very good. Let us now proceed to our second problem. Now, we are tasked to convert 1.5 kilogram to the English unit pound. Let us write down the given, 1.5 kilogram, the ask, which is pound, the formula, 1 kilogram is equal to 2.205 pounds. To solve this, we will replace the given, 1.5 kilogram times 2.205 pound divided by 1 kilogram. So the final answer is 3.3075 or 3.31 pound. Oh, here's another activity question. If we are pertaining to the volume of water, which unit should we use? Is it A, kilogram, B, Kelvin, or C, liters? If your answer is C, then you are correct. The volume is defined as how much space an object or substance takes up. To convert volume into metric unit, we can use the formula gallon to liters. 1 gallon is equal to 3.79 liters. And to convert volume to English unit, we can use the formula gallon to cubic meter. 1 gallon is equal to 3.79 liters and 1,000 liters is equal to 1 cubic meter. Let us have the sample problem. We are tasked to convert 20 gallon to SI unit liter. Let's write down our given 20 gallon, our as which is liter, the formula 1 gallon is equal to 3.79 liters. Our solution, replace the given value 20 gallon times 3.79 liters divided by 1 gallon. Our final answer would be 75.8 liters. Next, we are tasked to convert 20 gallon into English unit cubic meter. Let's also write down our given 20 gallon, our as cubic meter, the formula 1 gallon is equal to 3.79 liters, 1,000 liters is equal to 1 cubic meter. To solve this, we are going to use both formula by multiplying it to the given, which is 20 gallon times 3.79 liter times 1 cubic meter divided by 1 gallon times 1,000 liters. By multiplying this, we will get the final answer 0.0758 or rounding it off to 0.08 cubic meter. Here's another activity question. If we are pertaining to the density of metal inside the cylinder, what unit should we use? Is it A, kilogram, B, grams per milliliter, or C, liter? If your answer is B, then you are correct. Density of a substance is its mass per unit volume. To convert density into metric unit, we can use the formula gram per milliliter to kilogram per cubic meter. 1 gram per milliliter is equal to 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter. And to convert density into English unit, we can use the formula kilogram per cubic meter to pound meter per cubic foot. So, its formula will be 1 kilogram per cubic meter times 0.028317 cubic meter times 1 pound meter divided by 1 cubic foot times 0.453593 kilogram. Let us have the sample problem. We are tasked to convert 0.997 gram per milliliter, which is the density of water, to the SI unit kilogram per cubic meter. Let us write down our given 0.997 gram per milliliter, our as which is the SI unit kilogram per cubic meter. Our formula 1 gram per milliliter is equals to 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter. To find our answer, let us solve this by replacing the given value 0.997 gram per milliliter times 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter divided by 1 gram per milliliter. Cancel out the same units. Now, we will have our final answer 997 kilogram per cubic meter. Next, we are tasked to convert 0.997 gram per milliliter to the English unit pound meter per cubic foot. Let us write down our given 0.997 gram per milliliter as pound meter per cubic foot. Let us write down our formula, which is 1 kilogram per cubic meter times 0.028317 cubic meter times 1 pound meter divided by 1 cubic foot times 0.453593 kilogram. Take note, class, that this is a constant value. So to solve this, we are just going to replace our given to the formula. So 0.997 kilogram per cubic meter times 0.028317 cubic meter times 1 pound meter divided by 1 cubic foot times 0.453593 kilogram. By solving this with our calculator, we will get the final answer 0.6224 or rounding it off to 0.62 pound meter per cubic foot. Are you finding it hard, class, to convert the metric into English unit? Don't worry, because as long as you have the formula, you can just replace the given value and solve it by using a calculator. From there, you will get your final answer. So now let us proceed. Here is another activity question. If you are looking or pertaining to the temperature of body, which unit should be used? Is it letter A, degree Celsius, letter B, gram per milliliter, or letter C, gallon? If your answer is A, then you are correct. So temperature pertains to the degree of hotness or coldness measured on a definite scale. To convert temperature into metric, we can use the formula degrees Celsius to Kelvin. Kelvin is equal to degrees Celsius plus 273.15. And to convert temperature into English, we can use the formula degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. Degrees Fahrenheit is equivalent to 1.8 degrees Celsius plus 32. Now, let us have the sample problem. We are tasked to convert 37 degrees Celsius, which is the average temperature of our body, to the SI unit Kelvin. Let us write down our given 37 degrees Celsius or as Kelvin. Formula, Kelvin is equal to degrees Celsius plus 273.15. Let us replace the given value. Kelvin is equal to 37 plus 273.15. Now we will get our final answer, which is 310.15 Kelvin. Next, we are tasked to convert 37 degrees Celsius to the English unit degree Fahrenheit. Let us write down our given 37 degrees Celsius or as degree Fahrenheit. Our formula, degrees Fahrenheit is equal to 1.8 degrees Celsius plus 32. Let us replace our given degree Fahrenheit is equal to 1.8 times 37 degrees Celsius plus 32. Now, we will get our final answer, which is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit.
Let us proceed, and this is the last activity question. If you are pertaining to the concentration of salt in water, which unit should we use? Is it A, degrees Celsius, B, parts per million, C, gallon? If your answer is B, ppm, then you are correct. Concentration is the measure of how much of a given substance there is mixed with another substance, while ppm is an abbreviation for parts per million. 1 ppm is equivalent to the absolute fractional amount multiplied by 1 million. To convert ppm into metric unit, you can use the formula ppm to gram per milliliter. 1 ppm is equal to 1.0 times 10 raised to negative 5 gram per milliliter. And to convert ppm into SI unit, you can use the formula ppm to kilogram per cubic meter, where 1 ppm is equal to 1.0 times 10 raised to negative 6 kilogram per cubic meter. And to convert ppm into English unit, we can use the formula ppm to pound per cubic foot, where 1 ppm is equal to 6.23567 times 10 to the negative 8. So class, take note that these are also constant values. We don't need to change these values. We just have to replace our given value to this formula. So let us have this sample problem. We are tasked to convert 50 ppm into the metric unit gram per milliliter. Let us write down our given 50 ppm, our asked gram per milliliter, and our formula 1 ppm is equal to 1.0 times 10 to the negative 5 gram per milliliter. If we are going to solve this, we just replace the given value 50 ppm times 1.0 times 10 raised to negative 5 gram per milliliter divided by 1 ppm. In solving this, we will get the final answer 5 times 10 raised to negative 4 gram per milliliter. So that's for our metric unit. And to convert 50 ppm into the SI unit kilogram per cubic meter, we should write down our given 50 ppm, our asked, which is kilogram per cubic meter, our formula 1 ppm is equal to 1.0 times 10 to the negative 6 kilogram per cubic meter. In solving this, we just replace our given value 50 ppm times 1.0 times 10 raised to negative 6 kilogram per cubic meter divided by 1 ppm. Cancel out the same units, multiply, and we will get the final answer 5 times 10 raised to negative 0.5 kilogram per cubic meter. And that's for our SI unit. Now, we are tasked to convert 50 ppm to gram per milliliter, which is an English unit. Let us write down our given 50 ppm, or as pound per cubic meter. Our formula 1 ppm is equal to 6.23567 times 10 raised to negative 8 pound per cubic foot. To solve this, we're just going to replace our given value 50 ppm times 6.23567 times 10 raised to negative 8 pound per cubic foot divided by 1 ppm. Cancel out the same units, multiply, and now we will get our final answer 3.117835 times 10 to the negative 0.6 pound per cubic foot. So that's our final answer for the English unit. And that is where we will end our lesson. I hope, class, that you have learned from me today. Goodbye and see you on our next discussion. Thank you, class.